What's up, guys? It's Drew Dillon from Project Lift, and this week we're looking at knee pain in weightlifting, and we're going to break it down into a couple areas. So, number one, there's a huge issue that often causes knee pain that is overlooked by so many athletes and coaches. I'm going to share that with you. And then number two, I'm going to show you what to do to start to make that issue a thing of the past. So let's get right into it. All right, guys, so let's talk about this issue that often is an underlying cause of knee pain going on in weightlifting, and that's the foot. It is so overlooked by athletes and coaches, and if we think about it, it's really kind of mind-blowing because the only part of our body that is connected to something applying force when we're weightlifting in the Olympic lifts is our foot to the ground, yet we give it no attention. So guys, when new athletes come into Project Lift, I always ask them, has anyone trained you around foot pressure, foot activation? And very often the answer is no. And then if anything, people will say, I've been told to stay on my heels or, be full foot. What I'm talking about goes a bit deeper, and I want to share that with you. When our foot activates correctly, when the muscles in our foot engage, it actually takes our lower leg and rotates it up into our knee. And this is why when we do it correctly, we'll feel our glute activate, because our glute aligns our femur and gets it set to do the work. So if we look at that knee is that center point where here's the lower leg activating, here's the upper leg activating, and when they've activated well together, now the knee is set and in line. When the foot isn't able to do its job and is weak or is not activating correctly, hasn't been trained, then the lower leg often reverts back to its original position, and now our knee is at a point of tension. And there is the cause of a lot of knee pain. So what I have for you here coming up next is a way that you can get the foot opened up and activated, and some tests to do to start you down this path to make a knee pain a thing of the past. But here's the best benefit is when we do this correctly, we're able to get more force out of our legs. So for athletes out there who look at their Olympic lifts and go, man, they should be a lot higher for how much I deadlift, this can be one of the components. Now guys, like everything else, there's some nuance to it, and there's individualization where there's stuff that for you yourself, you need and you may not need. And that's where a coach comes in, right? If you're unsure about this, if you go through this and do the test and it's like, wow, I never knew, wow, this feels different. Guys, get a coach. Get an assessment on how you're moving, and you're gonna have a whole lot more of that and a whole lot more gains. So maximize your time spent, guys. Get a coach to help you. And coming up in January, we have our 90-day program starting. Huge opportunity for you guys. Check it out. But let's get into this exercise and let's make knee pain a thing of the past. All right, guys. So when we look at activating our feet, I want you to think of 3 points on your foot to keep in mind, and that is the base of the big toe, the heel, and the base of the pinky toe. Now what we're going to do here, and you can see me rocking back and forth, is we want to find the weight towards our heel, find the weight towards the base of the big toe, and then find equal pressure between the heel and the base of the big toe. From there, we can push the knees out, keeping the base of the big toe down to engage that foot. Now watch me do it again. I go back, find my heel, come forward, find that base of the big toe, come back to the middle, find equal pressure, and I push out, and there you can see my arch lift, right? My foot activates, I can feel my glute, and now here's the kicker if we're talking about a squat. Can I keep the foot active as I come down into a squat? And that's the key area that we have to strengthen, guys. So again, when we do this, what I'd have you do is I'd have you go through and activate your feet, right? Get this first. Feel that glute turn on, right? Try holding it through a squat and then go into this mobility exercise. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to interlace our fingers between our toes. Get good and set, and we're going to rotate at the ankle, and as I come through, I'm pushing the foot and the toes up, and as I come back down, I'm pulling it down, and I'm just moving through. And the concept is, can we get the bones in the foot to move? Can we open them up? Here you see I've grabbed my heel, and now I'm lifting and lifting my heel as I push my toes down, push my toes down as I lift my heels up. And then finally, here I'm using the muscles in the foot to, as I push down, squeeze my toes. As I lift up, try to spread my toes. And I want to use the muscles in the foot, not just the hand here to do this, but the muscles in the foot to open up the bones that are in the foot. They've been stuck in shoes all day, and they're just neglected. So again, fingers in between the toes, we're rotating at the ankle, right? And I'm just wanting to create movement. Here I am, pulling on that heel as I push my toes away, pull, push, get in a twisting motion at the arch. And then finally, I'm using the muscles in my foot to push my foot down and squeeze my toes, lift my foot up and spread my toes. If you have any trauma to your feet, the big toe area, the joint of the big toe is common for athletes. Don't wrench on it, right? This doesn't need to be a lot of force. Again, we're aiming at opening up the bones in the foot. And then after you've done this exercise, guys, stand back up and retest finding your 3 points. Watch my arch. See how quickly it activates, right? That arch lifts up, and then retest that squat. Can we keep those 3 points on the ground and stay active with the foot as we go through this motion, or do we lose it? Very often athletes' knees will collapse in a bit, right? And I want to show you guys something here as well, is this rotation of the lower leg that I talked about. So watch, again, as I activate this, and you're going to see as I activate my foot, watch how my leg rotates. You see that rotation? That was the rotation I was talking about earlier in the video, guys. So take this, run with it. Let us know what you think, what you found. We would love to hear, and good luck to you guys. On to next week.